Okay.
You realize what that is, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a gaming channel that I watch every now and again, Neebs Gaming, Hank and
Mm-hmm.
Jed. Uh, they do Battlefield 4, and they basically made reference to something similar. If you want to
Oh.
be good, if you want to be good, you need one.
Yeah, you can't be interrupted in the middle of things.
Mm-hmm.
World of Warcraft. I haven't played it well. Right.
After a
So
point, it's just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing over and over.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's kind of what happened to me. I played only, I think right when it came out is when I bought the game and started playing it, but then I just felt the interface too much for some reason. I just, while I was doing stuff, I felt like I was just pushing buttons to do things rather than feeling like I was doing them as my character, and so it
Yeah,
quickly
after a
lost.
point, all you're doing is cycling buttons a certain way to maximize your
Yeah.
numbers. I mean, hell, you don't even get into you're not even going to get into raids if you don't know the so-called min-max
Hmm.
pattern to take with a given build.
Yeah.
Yeah, those games can get grindy too. Like
Oh
I
yeah.
played EverQuest when it first came out for a while, but you'd get into camping, spawn spots, and all this shit. And
Hmm.
even the quests were kind of weak. You
Yeah,
know?
that's just a common thing. I mean, there's more and more approaches that kind of go around that. I
Hmm.
mean, the MMO Star Citizen is going to break a lot of molds.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Heard about that. It's really good.
Heck, they actually just recently released the first first presentation of literally going from orbit seamlessly through atmosphere to a base on the ground.
That's good.
No loading whatsoever, and
That's
then you
pretty
hop
cool.
out of your ship. No load screens whatsoever, and it's most of the planets are procedurally generated outside of a handful of pre-constructed zones.
Mm-hmm.
So
Cool.
it's literally like exactly what you would expect to see instead of any loading screens at all. It's just incredible what they're pulling off.
Hey, Chris, will you refresh my memory for last week? Because there
Hmm.
was a bunch of crap kind of going on at my work. There was a bunch of calls coming in, and I was a little bit distracted.
Yeah. Well, like I said before, like I totally whiffed. I totally forgot to record that session. So I'm a little iffy too. But from what we discussed earlier, I think you were conversing with that mysterious voice after the well, I guess the guardian of that sacred place where you guys were fighting went back on top of the hill, or returned to the top of the hill, and then through your conversation, I believe you were conversating with that voice. Um, you were shown the path to what I get determined. I think it was a woman, where the black clothed ones were camped out.
Mm-hmm. Which is definitely what we want to find.
Right. And then I think that's where we left off, where um, assuming that you guys are going to head out that way.
Hell yeah. Hoping that our wizard friend will sometime join us, but who knows?
Right. Right.
Hope he's alright, man. Sounds like he's got a lot of rough stuff going on these days.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I'm meaning to message him, probably send him a message and see what's going on. But hopefully he comes on later, or if not, then hopefully later in the future. But for now, we'll say he's on his way to Candlekeep from Greenest, trying to figure out
Mm-hmm.
the answers to the voices that he's been hearing in his head.
Cool.
So yeah, I think we determined that it is about the late afternoon into the early evening, and you guys are set out towards well, following the directions that the mysterious voice gave you and showed you. domestically. Um, another thing too, I believe you guys are on foot. I know Ando's still on Rana.
Yeah. Well, no, most of us still had uh,
Horses,
mounts.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know, was it was it Rinalfar until actually you guys got knocked down by the tree and then the
No,
horses? No?
Andal and Kalash got hit by the tree.
Oh, I know. Sorry about the tree.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I
I
Okay.
had
had,
left my steed behind momentarily just because I was scouting ahead.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I had his reins,
Oh, that's right. He
Rinalfar's.
left it with you.
But the tree and stuff, and whatever damaged things, but it didn't hurt the mounts enough to kill them.
Right,
So
and they okay, and they didn't flee either. Okay, so you guys are still on horseback. So okay, so yeah, you guys are. We'll say that you guys are following the path that you were shown on horseback, and well, I guess yeah, we'll pick it up from there. Is there? This would be, I guess, opportune time for you guys if you have any, I guess, anything that you wanted to do before setting out further in your search for this Raiders camp.
No, I think we're pretty set on getting them. We've been kind of after them for weeks, and us dying kind of got in the way. And you know, we got to stop that.
Right. So, whoever is your I was gonna say tracker. I guess the your guide or navigator through the green fields. Go ahead and give me a survival check to see if you can.
Who's got the best? I have +4. What about the rest of you guys?
mine's not good at all.
+6.
Go for it.
I'm proficient at, yeah, so I got +6 too.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
proficient in survival.
And so whoever's gonna do it, just go ahead and do it with advantage. I would guess either one of you are probably aiding each other.
Yeah, totally do the help action.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a low wisdom though.
Kyron
crap,
kind of
Kyron!
rocked that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Nice.
That never happens to me.
It's a start. Let's see. Sweet. So,
Well,
I mean, go ahead.
I was just gonna say he's
It's
getting
that way.
his light back, so maybe that's a blessing.
Right, right, yeah.
Mm.
Anyway.
Right. So, I believe it was you and Talash were probably discussing like as you were being shown the path and following in that direction, and of course it probably opens up to a I would say like a sort of a clearing. I mean, the green fields, it's I'm not gonna say it's rolling hills, but it's kind of like that. If you're like an open field, but it goes there's rolling hills up and down, so there's a certain point where it hits the horizon, and then you don't know what's past that I guess that ridge line or not ridge line, but that hill.
Hilly
The,
plains a little.
right, it's hilly because the green fields is full of like deep and deep and also small valleys here and there, um, areas that like break off into plateaus and stuff like that. But as you and Talash were discussing and trying to the you know the general direction where the camp is. So as you guys were heading in I would say it's the south by southwest direction, um, off in the distance, as if it's an actual definite landmark. You see um, some a couple plumes of smoke, maybe like three or four, far off in the distance. You estimated to be around about 6 to 7 miles away.
Well, it looks like the place, friends. Probably be hard to hide that many people.
Oh yeah.
Of course, that strength in numbers, they probably have no need to hide. We must be cautious.
Right, and I mean, like I said, it's drawn late afternoon to early evening. So if the sun was setting, it's giving that. It's actually a fair day. It's giving off that orange background, and again the different fumes of smoke that you see off in the distance. Um, you know that it'll probably take a good 2 to 3 hours to maybe get to a point where you can actually get a closer look at this, where the source of these fumes of smoke is coming from.
They're liable to have sentries, so let's keep a sharp eye out and
Mm-hmm.
maybe do what we can to bypass them, or even just, maybe go on foot after a certain point. Put up the horses in a safe, secure spot.
For sure.
I'm thinking maybe even a quarter-mile away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Except for Rana, he's special.
Oh yeah. Ron is also probably much quieter than a normal horse.
Not really.
Probably quieter than me.
No. Rana actually has disadvantage on stealth.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because he's wearing armor.
Oh,
Oh,
that's different though.
right. Oh, he actually has armor on. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I
He's
like
wearing
my odds of
chain.
sneaking around, maybe doing some recon, and I'm willing if you guys want. And of course, I would report back before we make a move. But
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, I'm always for pre-knowledge. I
Yep.
prefer getting eyes on them before they get them on us.
mhm.
So,
Mhm.
do your
Send the
thing.
rogue in first. Worst case scenario, he's squishier.
Well,
Well, he
hopefully,
can run
I'll
or
not want
hide.
anything if I get spotted or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Um.
If it's more than we can handle, run away from us. If
Well,
it's something we
here's
can
the other
handle,
thing,
come to us.
Chris. As a
Mhm.
backup plan, I'm
Mhm.
gonna don the disguise I have of I think it was you called him a Talon.
A dragon claw.
Dragonclaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had like the black uniform and the mask for one of them. So I think what I'll do is have that like cloak on and have the mask real handy. And if I think like I'm gonna be spotted or something, maybe I'll just throw that on. You know, that type of thing. At least have it at the ready.
Okay. All right. All right. So I'm trying to upload a picture so I can get a map on for you guys, but
Hmm.
it's just not working. Um. So okay. So you're gonna. This is just you that's putting this on.
Yeah, this is like once we get close, maybe a quarter mile out, we'll maybe tie off the horses, and those guys will be at like a staging area, and I'm just gonna kind of scout ahead. Maybe take an hour.
Okay. So as you are, I was gonna say, as you guys are approaching the area where you guys saw the smoke, um, there is what we probably call a makeshift trail, and from where you guys are at right now, if you picture you're on this makeshift trail. I mean it's plain fields on either side of you, but there is an incline to where it reaches there's like a short summit where you can't see over that, but you know that over that hill is definitely where the smoke is coming from. Other thing that you notice, um, I'm not saying that you guys are on the actual trail. You're probably like a little bit off the beaten path. You do notice that there's been other people traveling, and in fact, maybe about say 300 yards in front of you, keeping yourselves at a safe distance of not being seen. You guys see what appears to be other people that's on horseback and maybe one or two carts. You're not definite or sure if it's from the raiding party, but you just know that there's a little light traffic heading in this direction that you guys are approaching.
Damn. Chris, is there any like small groups, of trees, like a copse of woods anywhere nearby?
For you to get a closer look.
No. For maybe to maybe point out for our group to maybe take shelter in and to hide and stay out of sight.
Yeah, yeah. There's probably some trees off to the side, or some outcropping, or large enough boulder where you'd be able to conceal your presence. But I mean, again, you guys are, like I said, you guys are off at a distance where even they won't see you if they're not looking for you. In other words.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm just thinking if we can get off the beaten path and then take shelter in like a group of trees, that'll keep us, out of sight even for somebody that is looking, just in case. And then, I'll go into full stealth mode. I've got an invisibility potion as a backup and the uniform should I need it. So,
Oh, right, yeah. You definitely find a secluded spot off the beaten path.
um,
Um, while you're getting yourself prepared to go scouting out, was there anything else that anybody else wanted to do before Renothar is about to go do his scouting?
Not that I know of. I mean,
Yeah, I can't
just
think of anything.
just
Sit
being
quietly.
ready. Yeah.
Okay. Just one second.
I'll try not to be too long, friends.
Well, what I'll do
There's
is like in a half hour, like I'll send you a sending spell, and then you can return the message back to me.
That sounds perfectly fine to me. What is that? 25 words?
Yeah.
Okay. That's probably enough to give tons of info. So
Yeah.
basically, that's my plan. I'm going to stay off the path, Chris. I'm going to stay out of sight as best I can, full stealth mode, and get to like either a vantage point, cresting the hill. We'll say maybe 100 feet off to the side of the trail leading there, maybe even 150 feet, and just crest that rise so I can maybe get a look at their camp and see if I can spot where sentries are, see if there's patrols, and maybe get a count of strength and numbers and general layout.
Okay.
I don't want to get too terribly close because the chances of discovery is going to increase quite a bit.
Right. Sorry, just give me just a sec. I'm trying to get this map for you. So you can...
Cool. Usually you can drag and drop those, but maybe it's being a
Yeah,
bitch.
I just found a map, but it was a little too big, so it won't let me upload it. So I'm trying to find something a little smaller. Just stand by, guys. Just once. Okay, let's see if this. Are you guys hearing any music? I'm just wondering.
No, we're not
No.
here.
There was some, but not now.
It was really faint.
Oh wait,
earlier.
there it is. I'm getting it. I just had to turn my slider up.
Okay, yeah. I was just wondering if you guys are. Or was I just? I thought I was just hearing things. Let's see.
Although according to the jukebox, it says now playing nothing currently.
Oh, really? Oh no, this is just too. All right. Well, for now, this is what I find. I could find a better one, but let's just say for now, we'll work with this, and then. Ooh, I actually look bad. Oh. Okay. Sorry, guys. Hold on a second. Oh, these are like all these pictures are all huge. They're like in the 4,000. Wow. maybe this won't work. Let's just save an image. Alright. Almost there. Okay. You guys just probably just have to zoom in a little bit on it. Where is it? Oh, there we go. Alright. You guys all see the map?
Yep.
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 Are you presenting for the recording?
Oh no, I haven't hit presenting yet. I'll put that on so I'll actually see.
Just so.
Thank you for reminding me.
I mean, theater in mind is all great, but if you'd actually have graphics.
Right. So there you are. This is the it's a bird eye view of the camp. Let's say that you see the other zoomed out version of the map.
Mm-hmm.
So
Damn, there's like a couple dozen tents, it looks like.
right. So
I was
the
hoping those were tree stumps.
Since when are we ever that lucky?
Yeah, you're right.
So I'm gonna ping on the map where you guys or Windothar where you would be coming from. You guys are probably off the map, but coming from a southwest direction. So you're about over here by let's say the level 3.
Mm-hmm.
So you're in this area
Okay.
here.
Now, can I see what this is looking down from above? Is that another tent on that ledge there?
You go ahead and ping it on the map.
This square thing? It looks like a tent, maybe.
Okay, yeah. So as you approach, that right there is actually a watchtower. So
Okay.
it's a wooden tower that's on the second level of this. It seems to be like a valley. Valley. Yeah. So let me just give you some brief description as you're making your approach. Oh, and by the way, you go ahead and give me a stealth check, but we'll do it with advantage.
No advantage needed.
All right. Yeah. You're a ninja. Okay. Yeah. So as you approach the area, more than likely you probably left a party behind, some overgrown brushes or some boulders. You probably found a secluded spot where it keeps out of sight of this what you see now as a guard tower. That particular one, from what you can see, it seems to be manned by humanoids. It's about 20 feet high, and it's made of rough timbers that's been lashed together with rope.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you see as you're approaching. Because I'm assuming that this tower is high enough where it can see, that level 3.
Right.
Right. And probably off more to distance to the west, you more than likely see the peak of the other tower, poking over the valley, which is one over here.
Right. That's way down low, because the very top, kind of where I'm at, is level 3.
Right.
And then it looks like where the watchtower is still sort of
So-
around level 3. Level
Mhm.
2 is that area to the right of the dotted line, and then level 1 is kind of downhill
Right.
in this valley. But these are pretty much sheer Cliffs all around, right?
Yes, they are pretty much sheer cliffs all around. It's
Hmm.
it's it, it's basically, yeah. If anything, that tower is sitting on top of a plateau, and you know.
Hmm. Um. All right. I'll basically try to remember how this is, how it's shaped, how it's kind of narrower on the left, and then it becomes even narrower, then it widens out. There's a little hook up here with the platform, and then the groups of tents. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then one large tent apart, and what looks to be a cave entrance in the far eastern edge. Do I spot any other caves at all? Just kind of peeky into this place.
Well, other than the one that's by that number 4, um, there are a couple other caves that are let's say sprinkled about on the
Hmm.
along the slopes of this plateau.
Hmm.
Um, but that one in particular is the one of the bigger entrances into whatever cave system
Right.
is close. Yeah,
I see what you're saying. It seems more like, I don't know, for lack of a better term, like larger. You know.
right.
Um, Chris, here's a question for you. The
Mhm.
approach to this northeastern corner of this little canyon here,
Hmm.
is there any way that we could get to this point here at night without being seen by the watchtower? The
Yeah,
reason I ask is
definitely.
typically at night, uh, dark vision's only going to go to like 60 feet. You're talking maybe 120 feet if you have like a drow. And I'm looking at that scale at the bottom of the map, and it's got to be a good 200 feet to that corner. I'm
Hmm.
thinking,
Hmm.
give or take. I mean, so
Well, let's say from your position, go ahead, give me a perception check.
all right,
Yeah, perception check as you're trying to um
gauge.
surmise this tower. Yeah, gauge
All
this
right,
tower and see. Actually,
nice.
there you go. You spy with your eye.
Hmm.
You definitely see that there are some dragon claws. There's probably like 3 or 4 that's in the watchtower right now,
Hmm.
and I mean, some of them have that mask on, some of them don't. But from what you can see, they seem to be human, not
Hmm.
elf or anything. If you're worried
Mm,
about extra vision or anything like that.
interesting. Very interesting. All right. Um, Probably right around now is when that sending is going to come in because he said he was going to wait about a half an hour.
Right.
Hmm.
So I could probably relay back most of what I've seen in ascending. You know, large camp, seven, seven or groups, tents,
Hmm.
um, large cave, um, deep canyon, many, you know, like I'll say 3 dozen tents, and I think I have a way in, basically.
Right. Um, you don't know the definite number of like, of course, like, I mean, there's a scatter of people
Hmm.
around this place. Mixed bunches of what you see dragon claws and also of mercenaries. Um, you do see some guards that hold on a second. Did you guys see those guards? I was gonna say the guards that Arguins saw when the one that was
Taking Katie, huh?
no, not the one that's taking Katie. The ones that were guarding Faruna Mandoth.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Her like elite guard or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Um,
I I was
hmm?
gonna ask you, Chris. I know I can't really get an exact count, but can I tell? Like, it looks to me like there are basically three sizes of tents. A bunch of like real small ones, and then some medium-sized ones, and then like one big one.
Right. Well, more than likely, that one particular one that's off on its own will probably draw
Hmm.
your attention.
Right.
Um, I'm just gonna go off of what you rolled earlier. When you were observing that particular tent, you
Hmm.
noticed that it's heavily guarded,
Yeah.
and you
Probably
also
leader's
noticed,
tent.
yeah, it's heavily guarded, and you also notice that some of the elite guards are around that area.
Hmm.
We'll say, in fact, there's probably a group. that's being ordered or debriefed in front of that. They're probably lined up like 5 by 5 kind of thing, and
Oh,
there's like
okay.
a sergeant
In
talking to them.
formation.
Yeah.
Okay. Chris, I'm just wondering one other thing. This area here, it looks like a big pile of jumbled stones. Is it look like there was some sort of a landslide there, or
From
quarry
what
or something?
Well, from going off your roll too, from what you notice from the slopes and stuff like that, you do see that it's possible to climb down. You do see that there's some handholds and footholds that you can utilize if you're gonna make the climb down, but you know it's gonna take it might be a little bit of a little difficult task to do. You also see that that guard tower that's in front of you,
Mm-hmm.
there is a ladder from level 3 going down to level 2, or going down to the level of the watchtower. It's a it's a long ladder that's been lashed to the cliff.
How long?
It's
Like
long
50
enough
foot
to
or something, or?
well, it's if it's lashed from the level 3 down to the guard tower. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's like a fast access for them to get to the top, to the very top of this level. And then there's also you assume that there's another ladder or something that they can use to get down to level 2.
Okay. But basically, there's a ladder on the side coming up toward where I'm at,
Right.
and I'm assuming there's another one going all the way down to like the base of the cliff on level 2.
Right.
Probably near these tents. All right.
Mm-hmm.
That's really all I need to know. I'm gonna carefully extricate myself and begin heading back,
Okay.
and hopefully those guys will have had a chance to prepare and decide what they want to do with the information I gave.
Right. So yeah, you when you arrive back to where you left the party, it's actually it's starting to, or if anything, it is dark. It's starting to get dark. We'll
Mm-hmm.
say it's about 7, drawing about 8 o'clock.
All right. Well, friends, if it's a fight you're looking for, then we can certainly have one, and soon. And I'll basically draw in the dirt, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of the general layout. How like if you look on the map, how the what do you call it? There's like a trail that kind of snakes in through the camp,
Mm-hmm.
and there's different groups of tents. There are like in total 7 of them. Each one has like 1 or 2 small tents, and then 2 or 3 larger tents. Eastern edge, just one real big one. The whole deal. I'm not going to go through each and every one, but
Right.
for these guys, and I also point out the cave scene's important. The large tents near there, and the watchtowers on either end of this little canyon are definitely keeping an eye out. However, they don't seem to have non-humans like elves or dwarves. They seem mostly human, so we might be able to get close if we want to delve down into the valley or go for the cave,
Mm,
which is what I would advocate,
go toward the cave.
unless we want to try to hit the command tent, but that was heavily guarded.
They set up in the valley, and the cave is a natural formation. Do you think that's where they found the dragon?
I don't know.
Yeah, was the cave large enough to fit a dragon?
Probably, at least the mouth of it. I mean, it's a pretty large cave.
Okay.
I mean, I'm looking at the scale of the map, and like 1 inch is 100, and that cave mouth is about a 1/4 inch, so maybe 25 feet across, ish.
Okay. Well, because
Right.
remember we saw that blue dragon when they attacked Greenest.
Mm-hmm.
If this
We
is
sure
where
did.
that thing came from,
Mhm.
yeah,
Here's another thing. I didn't have, because I did want to be away that long. I didn't watch for a lengthy amount of time. I mean, we would be able to tell what they were doing with the treasure had I watched longer, as there were other groups headed here. But well, that's the other thing, Chris. I was probably watching for a good 40 minutes or so. Did I see any of those caravan carts coming in?
Well, you definitely saw some activity, especially towards the north the northwest end of the camp, basically the entrance into the camp, which
Okay.
is from down here. Oh wait, that's not right.
I gotcha.
Yeah, from there leading down into the
Mhm.
levels later.
Did I happen to see where they took them though?
Um, you see, there wasn't a particular place that they like hoarded all the stuff. Um, if the carts and the treasure or anything, they were spread out among the camp. But hold on a second, let me just double check something real quick.
Mhm.
Um,
Was it there long enough to see um, any changing of a guard, anything like that?
Or patrols? Yeah,
Or
those. That was
patrols?
the other thing I was concerned about.
yeah, you definitely saw patrols. Um,
Were they all down in the valley, through the canyon rather?
I mean, if anything, most of the force was how am I gonna say concentrated towards the entrance of this camp, not so much towards where you are or
Mhm.
towards the southern direction.
Right. It'd be pretty hard to get in from elsewhere.
Mm.
If we want to try to get down to the bottom of that place, how far down? How deep is it? Because I was looking at the scale and it threw me off. I thought it was like 200 feet deep, but it might only be 50 feet down. Does it? Do you have
Um,
information to say how deep it is from, like, say, the corner here down to the floor of level 2?
let me see. Hold on a second. Um,
Like just the difference in elevation between them, I guess.
yeah, I'm trying to find if there's an actual.
If I had to make a guesstimate by the scale,
I, I
um,
would say it's about 50 feet. Damn, oh yeah, based on that scale. I mean, that scale's not even that accurate. I mean, because if it was, then you would say that from the watchtower to level 2, it would be 100 feet, and then
yeah,
from level
at
3 to the
least at that
watchtower, it's like
point,
25, something like that. Well,
right. Well,
that
it seems to vary along the way too.
right.
Near the watchtower, maybe it's a little higher there.
Well, we'll just draw at that from level 3 to level 2 would be around 75 to 100 feet.
Hmm.
Definitely to level 1, it's 100 feet.
Okay.
So I mean, in other terms, if you were going to scale the wall down, I'd probably give you probably 2 or 3 checks
Okay.
to make sure you make it down there.
Well, anyhow, that's what we're up against, friends. How we want to tackle this, it's beyond me. I mean, I'm kind of leaning towards a night approach and either go down right near the tunnel, or
Yeah.
that area of the cavern that juts out to the right. Unfortunately, there is a watchtower there, but being in the extreme corner, you'd be around the bend from them, and at night they would likely not be able to see you.
And how many did you say was manning the tower?
There's, I don't know, what, Chris, 3 or 4
Yeah, about three
of
or four.
humans. Some
Yeah.
dressed
Well,
in
yeah, at the
the dragon
time.
claws, garb,
Yeah.
masks on, masks off.
I mean, guards are going to shift, um, and you didn't see them shift while you were there,
Mm-mm.
so
No.
it's probably going to be a different group by the time we get there again.
Yeah,
Hmm.
he wasn't there long enough to witness a
Right.
change, a shift. Other thing that you did notice about the tents too, um, I mean the different sizes. The smaller sizes, they seem. What you notice is that they're crudely built, and they're
Hmm.
decorated with animal skulls. The other tents, we'll just say the small tents were built like that. The medium tents weren't ornate with anything like that. Um, so it's safe to assume that maybe the humanoids came out of that, kobolds came out of the smaller tents.
Hmm.
And of course, yeah, and then that the tents that are occupying on the level 2, you notice that they're built sturdier, cleaner, and they're decorated with painted designs of dragons.
Great.
Mhm.
Well, we've definitely come to the right place. Here's another option. I know this would be highly risky, but the reward might be well worth it. Sneak into the camp and loot as much treasure as I can that to keep it out of the dragon's hoard, and then get out of Dodge.
Of course, that's the rogue's option.
Well, it is an option.
Let's go
It's
loot.
probably dangerous, but and
Yeah.
believe me, it's not because I want the money. I just don't want them to have it.
Yeah.
Right.
Or use it against us.
But
Well, it's not even so much that, but the more they give to Dragon, the more the Dragon will be pleased, the more the Dragon might be willing to kind of do what they want it to do,
yeah.
which we still don't know.
I think even if we could liberate even 50% of what they took from Greenest, which it would be difficult for us to do. Uh, my vote is to try to cut off one of the heads. You know,
The leaders, you mean?
yeah. If we could manage to get to one of the large tent that you pointed out there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's quite a few guards, so it's. I don't
It'd be a
I don't know
fight.
if we could do it very quietly, but maybe we can. Maybe we could cut in through a
Mhm.
back way and try to.
Well, I wonder, Kyron, do you have a silence spell available?
I do.
That would be hugely helpful. It would cut down the noise of combat immensely, especially if we can keep it, it's a
Mhm.
20-foot radius, that's 40 foot across. That's pretty good. Any sound is completely, killable in that area, so that would really help. I mean,
Yep.
it's possible that we could head down right here and attack that main tent, maybe even getting in the back edge of it or something. I mean,
Oh
it's
yes.
guarded, but
Yeah. And how did the rounds of it look? I mean, was it sturdy or was it some sort of leather, some canvas made out of hide? I don't know.
Are
it
you,
seemed of quality.
are you talking about the large tent or a smaller
Yeah,
tent?
the
Command
large
10.
tent, the
The
main
big
tent.
one.
Well, yeah, the larger tents and the largest one, they're the ones that are built really sturdy and they're clean. It's the smaller tents that look like that they were built by an animal, which is
Yeah,
probably built by the
Okay.
kobolds, and
kobolds.
they're decorated with like animal skulls and stuff like that.
Are they like mobile tents, like where they would be able to move them, or are they set up as more permanent? So like there's wood beams holding it, and whatever the wall is just hung between, posts that have been driven into the ground, or
Right,
is it just
right.
staked
Um,
into the ground?
it's a good question. From what Rimdathar saw, they're more like circular huts.
Okay.
Closely spaced wooden and bone poles
Okay.
and covered in hide,
Okay.
right, that kind of stuff.
So the between the poles there is a hide covering it that could be cut from the backside to enter.
Those are those are all the tents are built with that type
Okay.
of that type of covering, some type of hide or I think it will be only hide. I don't think they even have any cloth or
Okay.
have that much cloth. Right?
Hmm.
No. Okay.
Yeah, because
So
these guys are not
it's
royalty. They're just
possible to make our own entrance to get into that
True
main
enough.
tent. So we
The
don't
thing
have
I worry about is what if we need to make a hasty retreat? Climbing up takes time,
Yeah, it definitely does. Um
and fleeing through a heavily occupied camp would probably be suicide.
yeah. Um, uh, my thoughts on that are if we can, I don't know, set fire to the main tent. That might provide enough distraction. Did you see any guards actually in front of the cave or going in or out of the cave?
Chris didn't tell me about that. There was like a whole squad of like 5 ranks of 5 in front of the big tent, but
Yeah.
Chris, were there any guards at the cave entrance?
Right. So what I said earlier was that was probably like we'll say like their patrol force. Maybe they're being briefed on something. You don't know definitely because it's probably inaudible
Yeah,
from
too
your
far to
position.
hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To answer to your question earlier about where the treasure is being hauled off to, you did see, if anything, some trails and probably a couple carts accompanied by kobolds and humanoids alike, or cultists alike, and they seem to be all heading into that cave entrance.
Okay. Well, we
Um,
know that much at least, and that's where it's headed. That might be where we would need to head into if we get into something too heavy.
Yeah. Well,
Because at
yeah.
the very least, we can maybe put our backs to a wall, and then if somebody can come at us at once,
It
it might
makes sense.
be last stand. But
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways they could collapse the cave on us,
well, I
send the
mean,
dragon just to roast us,
um,
right.
um,
electrocute us.
Rillifer, since you saw the cave entrance, give me a history check.
Hmm.
Just gonna
Ooh,
see if
all
you
right.
remember something.
You know, is this important enough, fellas, that I should use some inspiration? Because I'm pretty sure I have it. Let me check. Well, because my history checks are not that good. Last I, yeah,
Right.
my history's +3. So,
I still think that's better than me.
so what do you guys
Is this
think?
something I could provide guidance for?
Yeah, it's a skill. You can provide guidance.
Okay. I
Yeah.
can do that.
Like a help action?
No, no,
Yeah.
it's actually a cantrip. He
It's actually
casts it
cantrip.
on
Yeah.
here.
What is it, Grant?
1d4
24.
Oh,
uh,
sweet.
onto your skill
So
chance.
you probably saw Renothar contemplating something. He
All
has
right.
that look. He can't figure it
So a
out.
D4 plus this. Oh
Oh.
yeah,
Oh,
baby,
there we go.
23.
All right. So
On fire.
when you were observing the cave entrance and trying to determine, what's the importance of this, and of
Mm-hmm.
course you're dealt with the dragons, you remember Venom Fang's lair was similarly about the same size. And you also know that the dragons can also squeeze. So
Yeah.
it's probable that this could be a layer of some sort.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, all right. Here's the next question. This is very important. Do any of you casters have any sort of lightning resistance? You know, thunder resistance or
No,
anything like
no.
that?
My lightning resistance is to try not to be there.
Mm-hmm.
You can
Right.
take off all your armor, and you can do that too.
Well,
Well,
supposedly my armor's supposed to protect me from that, but we've seen how well it does.
Oh yeah.
yeah. Well, what do you do? I mean, if you fail to save, you fail to save.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know who it was. Was it Kyrin who suggested the command tent? I kind of like that idea, even though there's going to be some big bads there, some tough people. Um,
I, my number one thing is every head that we leader that we manage to take down will sow discord or possibly chaos in
mhm,
their ranks, and
mhm. What
that's
would you?
that's
I mean, I do totally like the idea. What would you say to this though? If we can set it afire and then enter into the cave,
that's
maybe.
another possibility, certainly. Um, but if you were to set something afire, um, I'd almost want something at the front. I'd rather have people running to the front than to the back, to where we
Yeah,
wouldn't
I
be.
agree. Well, I think I can do that, and not be seen, even if I have to use the invisibility. You
Okay.
know, here's the other thing. I can use the Dragon Claw disguise We know some of their passwords. Remember the
Symbols,
gang
yeah.
sign finger things that they were holding
Mhm.
up? We know some of those things and been practicing, so that's one way. But I don't know. I mean, regardless of any whatever we decide to do, it's going to be dangerous.
Oh yeah.
Right. Well, one thing you did notice, Renathar, when you were observing the camp, I mean, you were trying to observe patrols and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
definitely, you know that the largest tent in that place is more or less heavily guarded. We'll say that there was a couple guards, or what you know to be the elite guards. They were stationed outside, and they
Hmm.
were like the guards of the Queen of England, where they just don't move at all.
Right.
Um, you when you were watching the cave entrance, you did see a few of those elite guards, and there was actually another guard, so to speak, that you have not seen before. And these guards are a lot larger than the elite guards. The elite guards were basically humanoids.
Hmm.
These guards that you saw that were at the cave entrance, going in and out, probably escorting the carts and whatnot. They were relatively large.
Okay.
Um,
Is it possible they're half dragons like that one that we kind of had the duel with before?
you their size is comparable. They could be half dragons. They're
Or could they be ogres? I don't know if I could tell.
Well,
from
you'd be able to tell a silhouette, the
right.
difference between the half dragon and the ogre.
Yeah,
I
I mean
mean, it could be
Probably.
something else, but
it could be something else too. What you did also notice is that, I mean, it was drawing upon early evening when you probably were scouting this out.
Hmm.
So you did see a little bit of a not shift change, but how I must say the alertness of the patrols and the guards here. They're,
Hmm.
when you first got there, they seem a little bit lax, but of course, as not just as nice drawing on, they seem to be a little tighter. Like you actually saw some patrols that were actually patrolling the perimeter inside that valve, not
Hmm.
outside. Um, aside, and then like the what you also did notice is that the other, let's say, mercenaries, kobolds, and dragon cults that were outside milling about and stuff, as the evening was drawing in, they were basically going back to their tents, basically getting ready to turn in for the night or whatever night duties that they're doing. In other words, they weren't outside milling about; they were in their own places, at their
Hmm.
camps and stuff.
Well, I think we would have a good chance of success if we went down in that northern corner. However, that puts us a ways away from the command tent and the entrance. We could also use rope and go down the wall near to where the entrance is in the dark, and if we're quiet enough, we might be able to pull it off.
Mhm.
But we're going to need, I think, the silence spell, and it can last up to 10 minutes. That's probably plenty of time for us to get it out. We're just going to have to make sure we're extra careful not to dislodge any rocks along the way, because if we do, they're not going to make any noise until they go out of the silence, and then they could crash on other rocks and draw attention.
Mhm.
So what I would almost recommend would be for me to scale down and clear the way of any loose debris, come back up, let everybody know it's good, and then we'll scale down using silence to
Well,
cover the sound of our armor
to speed
in
up,
the dark.
and the only thing that I would change of that is uh, perhaps you scale down and then tug on the rope and or
Oh
whatever you're
yeah, yeah.
using.
Instead of
To,
going back up,
yeah,
you're right. You're right. That makes much more sense because I can watch for trouble.
yeah, you can protect those who are mid climb,
Hmm.
and it saves time and it's quieter.
Hmm. Right. According to the scale, if an inch is 100 foot from the back of the tent to where I want to climb down, it should be a good 100 feet away. And same thing from the cave entrance. It'll be almost 100 feet from the cave entrance. So as long as someone doesn't have, and of course it's going to be different at night. I'm sure there will be fires, probably some torches. So we might need to change our plan depending on how well lit it is.
Mhm.
So if you guys want, I'll get you closer, and we'll decide what to do from there.
Yeah,
So as a group,
Yep.
I say, yeah.
all
that's
right,
good.
Yep.
let's move in because you know what? It's time for some payback. These scum laid waste to Greenest and killed us in the process. Well, they're freaking assassins, so I want some payback.
You guys are you guys leaving your mounts behind, or are you guys taking?
I think so.
Okay.
Rana is your call about Rana, but he can really
Given
climb
that
down
we're
rope.
going to be climbing, yeah, Rana does not climb ropes.
Once you're down
it's
there,
not one
if
of
you want to
those.
summon him, that's up to you. But,
It takes a long time to summon Rana.
oh, does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what was he again? He was a. Is he like a? He's not. I'll say gazelle. He's not a gazelle. He's
What?
not a ram.
He's like an
No,
elk, right?
he's he's a stag. Yeah.
He's a stag, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Was that same thing as an antelope?
Um, they're related.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, it's I'm trying to remember exactly.
Moose on a diet.
Moose on a die.
Yeah.
Well,
He's got a
okay.
big spread of antlers and the whole deal.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so are you guys gonna make an approach unmounted towards the camp?
Here's what I want to try to do, Chris, is try to get us close, up, kind of like over here, so we can
Mhm.
maybe get a look at the place, just to see how well lit it is, see if the guard tower's lights, and mainly the area down near where the command tent is and the cave entrance. That's like our focus, I guess.
Okay. All right.
And also see if anything has changed since you saw it last.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So as you guys were finalizing your I guess your equipment and stuff and getting ready to set off back towards the camp following Rindothar, actually you guys can give me a perception check.
Would that be all of us?
Yeah, all of us. I'm gonna use a group thing. Ooh.
Look at Andal.
I see nothing.
Out of us.
But it's enough for you guys to become aware. Maybe Talash's attention was diverted elsewhere, but as you're about to leave your camp, so to speak, you start to hear some sounds as if a large group is approaching, not you, but in your general direction.
Okay. Well, yeah, then definitely
But I think we'll hold up.
whisper everyone down and check it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So you guys wait a few minutes. It is now dark out. As you're waiting and probably watching the road, so to speak, you start to see lights and silhouettes, probably from torches. You hear voices, what sounds like a group of men. You're not definite about the number, but you know it's a large group. We'll say you're estimating about a dozen or so. And you also hear the sound of what seems to be of an animal. It's making like no, it's not an animal. Well, it sounds, I'll say
Like an
horse
oxen.
like. Not like an oxen, more, I was gonna say horse like, but you definitely hear the sound of an animal. It sounds like it's in distress. and every once in a while when you hear this animal whine out or something, you hear in the background one of the men saying like, "Quiet, you beast, quiet. You'll be good eating for later." And you hear the rest of the other group, a couple other voices like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. We did good, honey. Yeah."
Hmm. I wonder
And
what it was they caught.
soon enough, a couple more minutes later, the group that you guys saw off, probably in the distance, they are generally in your full view. You see about a dozen men. They have I was gonna say a cart, and there is a antelope strapped onto it. There's a couple other what seems to be fairly large game, but you can't tell with darkness and stuff. But it's probably what they caught or killed. The way that these men are dressed, they don't look like mercenaries or dragon cults or anything like that. They look like hunters. They're wearing some like tunics and soft leathers. Um, the weapons, I mean, of course, short swords, bows, and spears,
Mhm.
but nothing like the uh, the people that you guys encountered from the dragon cultists. But they do seem to be heading in the direction where you guys were planning to make your approach.
Hmm. Maybe we could follow them behind at a distance and see what they do.
Mhm.
Oh, that's the other thing, guys. To the watchtower, there was a ladder from the top of the cliff to it, and then from there down to the lower canyon where all the tents were. So that would be another way down or up, potentially.
Mhm.
We would just have to deal with the sentries in the tower. And that, the silence would be a huge benefit.
Right.
Right. So, are you guys? You say that you're gonna follow these hunters, this hunting group, or
I think we should.
Yeah,
You
at a
should.
distance, I think of what, maybe 200 feet, 300 feet?
Well, yeah,
What do you
I'll
guys
be
think?
dragging further behind you, so
Hmm.
I'm gonna be
Yeah, I could
I'm
probably be a
basically
little
gonna be
closer.
following you, and you're following them.
All right. Yeah, maybe leave a distance between me and the rest of you guys of about maybe 50 feet, and I'll be maybe 150 feet behind the group of hunters.
okay?
Right.
So, as you're following them, as you are following them, they do go to not they go to, but they pass the spot where you're applying to make your approach. And let me see if I get where's that ruler? Okay, yeah. So starting from here, say they pass your spot,
Hmm.
but they're still heading straight in this direction.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Um, when they get to about here, which is about the view in view of the watchtower, you hear some voices being you hear voices being screamed out. If that makes sense. Somebody yelling from the watchtower, and somebody in the hunting group is yelling back to the watchtower.
Hmm.
It's a little inaudible, but if anything, since you're closer to the hunters, you hear him say something in the midst of like, we've caught food and we'll be able to eat good tonight, that kind of thing.
Hmm. And the group of hunters had torches and stuff, so that's
Right.
probably part of how the watchtower could see them, I'm
Hmm.
imagining.
Yes.
All right, that's good enough. I'm not going to follow them any further. It looks like they're headed for the far end and then going to go in on the western edge.
Hmm.
I'll just go back to the group. It'd take me a moment to get you guys and explain to you what's going on. They were calling out to the watchtower and the yada yada yada.
Hmm.
Um, so how do you guys want to proceed? Rope down or try to use the ladders at the watchtower? I mean, if we hit it with silence, that would probably encompass the whole entire thing.
It's possible,
Just
yes,
a
but
matter of getting up there.
well, yeah, it's getting there quickly, silencing them. I mean, the other kind of silencing them.
Right.
Both
And
kinds of silencing them.
yeah, both kinds of silencing them. Uh, and even at that point, if we take any time at all in the cave, someone might come and notice something's up, and then we have an entire. If we can bypass the guard tower to get to the cave, I'm up for that.
Okay. Well, that's the other thing, Chris. Since we're nearby, I want to try to get a look down into the canyon to see how well lit it is, especially near the command tent.
What you do notice, I mean, aside from the watchtower, and you probably see the light illumination from the other tower. So you're assuming that it's safe to assume that those two spots are fairly lit. But yeah, by the large tent, I mean, if anything, there's some piles of we'll say campfires set about that area. So that area is pretty lit. Let me see. Yeah, well, like there's probably like a bonfire here. Oh wait, I got paint coming up. Bonfire over here. There's probably one over here in the open spots. What you
What about back here, where I was thinking about maybe putting a rope down from the cliff?
It's there's not a bonfire lit directly right there, but there is that spot is illuminated. I mean, it's possible to come down there. What you do notice is that there is a patrol that's patrolling the perimeter, but if anything, maybe at this moment you just saw them pass that section of the tent behind, and they're making their approach towards the north. They're probably gonna go through the whole perimeter. Um, in regards to illumination and the camp being lit, um, the the campsite over here and over here, they're actually more or less like almost in the dark. Most of the light source is coming from the tower in on that
All
side
right.
of the camp.
Well, the small tents we're assuming is kobolds, and they don't really need the light to see.
Right. Right.
This is a tough one, fellas.
Right.
I mean, we could try to come down directly by the cave and try to go right in hopes that we're not seen, but there were guards there too, some of which are big.
Yeah.
Again, we can take the silence with us, but it's going to be a fight to get in. Maybe if we set the main command tent afire, maybe they would leave their post to aid their commanders and put it out. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it would be fun to do would be to go around cutting like every other rope to that tent. Just leave a couple strategic ones in place, light it afire, and then cut the last remaining few so it falls in burning. But that would take a little bit of work.
That would be it'd be a bit of work.
I'm assuming all those points represent ropes, so there's probably like maybe a dozen or more different ropes kind of holding it all up.
But remember, there's also posts and things in there too.
Yeah,
So.
well, I mean, you cut enough of the ropes, it still could fall down.
Yeah.
Regardless of the poles. But I don't know, friends. I mean, anyway we're looking at it, there's danger, and
Oh yeah. We want to figure out what's in the cave, right?
Kind of. Although, I think we suspect there's a dragon in there.
Yeah, and by your report, we believe also most of the stolen stuff has gone that way too.
Indeed.
Let me see if I can give you a little more information to help you guys out. Let's see.
We'll maybe watch a little bit in the dark and see what guard changes are, if any.
So what you guys do know is, I mean, I'll just break it down. The various boulders that surround this place, um, if anything, they can provide cover in case you guys are engaged in combat. The brushes that you see that go around the site, they're about 4 to 6 feet high. Um, they're tough and dense, so also they can shelter you from
Prying eyes.
yeah, prying eyes. Like I said, there are caves that are dotted around this plateau, but more more than anything, the boulders in the brush, they conveniently conceal these entrances, like the smaller caves. I mean, aside from the big one that you guys see there, there's other ones around this plateau that is probably you could probably secure one and actually rest in it if you had to. Um, let's see. I already told you that the guard towers are about 20 feet high and they're made out of timber. Um, well, you guys haven't taken a good look at the tower in the front, but you definitely know that this tower, towards the rear, um,
Yeah, towards the eastern edge, right?
yeah, yeah, they are manned by what seems to be humans and dragon cultists. One thing you probably did observe too, Renathar, because you're probably looking for some type of if they have some type of alarm system, and you
Mhm.
did spot one of the guards having um cast around his shoulder like in a sling. It looked like he had a makeshift horn made out of probably like
Hmm.
a ram's horn or something like that.
Okay. That's something we're going to need to get a hold of if we go that route to try to take out the tower. But, basically all the tower does is maybe prevents them from knowing we're here a little quicker, and also gives a quicker way up or down and a more secure way. Climbing a rope takes time. It's not necessarily a guarantee. I think the ladders would be more secure.
What if we waited until the campfires seem to die down and then assume that they're asleep and then try
Mm,
that
well,
way?
that's a good idea, except for I have a feeling that the patrols as well as the guard towers are manned 24/7. Um, but I'm all for waiting until the wee hours of the morning. We can get a little rest ourselves, and you know, I can keep a sharp eye out and see what we can see. If you
Yeah.
want to do that, wait a few hours.
Seemed
And
like
then
they were
take out
going
the
to.
guard tower? What do you think of that? Because once we take out the guard tower, I mean, assuming we can do it silently, I think the rest of it should be a lot easier, right?
Possibly, because that we might be able to, you cast a silence on like a, a board or a torch right in the middle of that, preventing any sound in that area. We make our attack, take it out, and then proceed from there. That I think it lasts for what 10 minutes.
Something like
That,
that, yeah.
that silence, so that should be plenty long enough. Hopefully, we could be done with any sentries there within a couple rounds.
Now that silent spell, it has a 20, you said 20-foot radius?
Yeah, so 40 foot across, like sphere.
Um, because we're talking about levels. So you would have, I mean, I'm assuming you would have to place it on the same level as where I'm just assuming that you guys are going to attack the tower.
Right.
Right.
There's also a range of 120 foot for that spell, so that should be uh, a long enough range. If we're right at the top of where it says level 3, like right here,
Right.
hopefully it would be within range for us to hit it with it, and then uh,
Right.
head to
Well, I
ladder.
guess my question is it? I guess it's going to be my call though. But if it's well, I guess I'll figure it out. I'm thinking along the y-axis, not the x-axis of the spell. Like how? What's the height of it, or
It's a
what's the?
sphere. It's a sphere.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's
So
a
it's
sphere, so
it's 20
40
foot
foot
in
in
all
all
directions.
directions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or
Okay.
40 foot total across, which is
Yeah.
the same dimensions as the fireball.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Hmm.
So yeah, if you cast it right in even on the edge of the
It
guard
sh-
tower, it
it should
should
cover it all.
encompass the whole guard tower.
Hmm.
Hmm
Yeah, that's my
So
question. Does it come
I
to
think
all?
that's what we're looking at doing, and quickly heading down the ladder type of thing to get to it.
Well, I mean, if you see the guy with the horn, I say while he's casting silence, take him out.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, that'd be my aim, and then maybe whoever's got the Wandametic missiles also target him.
Well, yeah, I think you probably would be able to take him down, though.
Hmm You know, it'd be ideal if we could make some sort of a noise when to distract him when he's like right near the edge, and like if he's leaning out to look at it, that's when you hit him. You know what I mean? So he falls out and dies. Like if the attacks themselves don't kill him, he dies landing on rocks below or
Well,
whatever.
just so that well, I mean, with the silence spell, though, um, even if someone else tries to pick it up,
Yeah, you're right.
it won't make any noise.
Hmm
So,
All right. Well, I'm all for it, and we'll, if we can get to that point and we're successful, we can continue from there.
how
Because there's a
far?
ladder leading straight down.
How far? This is a question. The guard tower versus the level 3 there.
How
Uh,
far? How far up?
how far away from it is it?
You mean? Hold on.
20 foot, 25 foot?
You mean climbing up the slope
No, I mean if we have
from
a
here to there?
monk that wanted to jump across
Oh, you mean
from
to
the level 3
jump from the level 3 to on top of the tower? You're talking about?
to the
That's
tower level, and yeah. I'm just saying, hypothetically, if we had a monk that could do that.
um.
Because it
It
looks
would
like
it would
it's.
it would it would be a feat. It would be an acrobatic feat. It's possible. That particular tower, because of its level, it's like it rises above where it can actually see. That's how they're able to see the hunters. It's
Okay.
not it's not that it's below that level
Well,
3.
no, that's what I mean.
Isn't it below right here, though? Because I thought you said there's a
Here.
ladder that
Okay.
goes down to it,
I can't move
just
it
at this
once I
point.
make it.
Right, there is a ladder that goes down, but it's not that it
Here's
goes
here's
down to it where it's below the ledge. It's an access for the guards that they need to get to the level 3.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to say. And then if anything, you assume that there is another ladder somewhere on the opposite side of that tower that leads down to level 2.
hmm Chris, I guess what I thought was that this part here is higher, but the tower, because of its height, might be like level with it to the point where they can see beyond.
Yeah,
You know.
it's slightly, if anything, higher or almost leveled, where they can see, like you said, slightly beyond to level 3. So I mean, they can still see if there's an approach coming from that side.
hmm
I'm trying. It's not letting me really draw very well. But basically, what I was seeing is, let's say that's the tower.
Uh-huh.
This is the level 3. So the top of the tower is actually above the level 3, right?
It's slightly
Yeah.
above.
Yeah.
It's slightly above. If a monk was gonna try to jump right into the tower,
Mm-hmm.
he can do it. It'll just be a pretty good acrobatic feat.
Well,
And
yeah.
then
It's just he's a monk.
Yeah,
does the
he's a monk.
ladder come from basically the tower down to this level 3?
What do you mean from? Yeah, like it comes from here and goes down.
No. I thought there's two ladders. I thought there's one that goes like down to the base of this, And I thought there's one from the tower to here.
No.
No, there's one from the level 3 down to the floor where the tower sits,
All
and
right.
you probably will assume that there's another ladder from the level where the tower is that goes down to level 2.
Gotcha.
Here's what I'm seeing as a potential route of attack is Rindlethar finds the guy with the horn, aims for him, then Kyrin uses the silence to cast on the thing, and Telesh jumps from the ledge into the tower, all on the same mark. So the guy with the horn drops, hopefully, with Rindlethar's hit right on the first one. It's quiet, and now the other 3 guards have a monk to deal with.
Well, the
Well, the
silence
rest
can
of
even
us.
go directly on the horn if you want.
Well, yeah,
It'd be everything inside the sphere, so it would include it.
yeah.
Where are you guys right now? You like set off in the corner, right? Like somewhere over here.
Back a ways though.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
100 foot or so.
like off the map, but
Yeah.
you're like over here. Okay.
So that's my thoughts. is it's just because we want it quietly and quickly, and I think Rindlethar can take down the one guy in the first with one shot. I have confidence that Rindlethar can take the uh, the horn guy in one
Right.
shot.
So you
And
guys are like
then
right.
I'll be using drought poison too.
and then the silence will prevent any of the ruckus going off, and the other 3 guys having a monk sitting there beating on them. They're not going to be ready to
Right.
do much of anything else. If they if someone tried to flee or something like that. And then I will try to get into the thing as quickly as possible, but I have to climb down the ladder and then climb up the ladder and
Okay, let me give you some more information. Just like let's say like you guys are in this brush over here, hiding, right? Just like this brush is offering you cover. This over here, like all this brush right here is it also offers the same type of cover. I mean, if anything, it'll be a stealth check with advantage. These boulders here, the same thing. Like you probably find some crooks and crannies where if you guys were to climb down, you guys can probably find a spot to hide where you won't be seen. But again, it's just a stealth check, but probably with advantage. We'll say that the piles, like you're talking about the piles of rocks, so the places I'm peeing at, those are like you could probably find a spot to hide if you were gonna, if need be. And also with the brushes.
Okay.
Brushes. Yeah.
So
So you're saying we could potentially bypass the tower entirely?
I think it's something like that, yes.
You could. It's there's just like a lot of approaches, and a side note, I've been playing too much Rainbow Six Siege, so like I'm like all this tactical thing on my head.
You're stealth focused right now.
Yeah, so like yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this area here, while we might be exposed, getting to it gets us closer. I mean, if we were to attack from this area, we still would have to make it through all of the tents and things, or going around them, this way, a longer route. But if we could get here, that's only like half the climb down. We can hide, check that we haven't been seen, and then try to make the rest of the way.
Right. Another thing I might have failed to mention. This also right here. there's no cliff here. This is just basically like an incline leading to that level.
Yeah.
If you notice here too, there's brushes here,
Hmm.
and there might be a spot for you guys that like. I mean, it shows that there's a slight slope, if
Hmm.
anything, but that's also another way that these guards probably make it up to this top level.
Hmm.
Aside from traversing the ladder, like I said, the ladder is just for fast access. But if anything, we'll say like there's a spot here that maybe like a 5 foot path or something that can lead up or down to either levels.
Okay. So that's another route. Is there actually
Can you ping there again, Chris? I
brush
missed.
here?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
That's right here.
Okay. I kind of like that spot.
Yeah, and I mean there's some brush there too that you can utilize. I mean,
Okay.
you could you could drop right into the cave if you wanted to. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
and also I mean it would take you guys some time if you were gonna go over here and approach it over here. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely up to you guys what you guys want to do. Where
Mm.
I'm just realizing there's so many spots to
Yeah. Well,
infiltrate.
a lot of them are predicated on certain ability checks going
Right,
our way.
yeah. That's basically what it
The
is.
one thing about taking out the tower, though, that takes away, at least on the eastern edge of this place, it takes away the ability for them to notify the whole place. So that's a good thing, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and keep in mind too that the towers are built with rough timbers that were lashed together with rope.
Hmm.
Ah, which can be cut, right?
Yeah, it's
And set on fire.
and set on
Set
fire.
on
Yeah,
fire.
definitely can be set on
Mhm.
fire.
Eventually find a weak spot and just knock it down.
Maybe a monk with badass martial arts could.
But the question is, do we want the potential of alerting somebody? I mean, I know we want to take that out, but I don't want to throw another fly into the
Right.
ointment or whatever.
Here's
But
what I want to do with that guard tower, though. That's actually potentially our quickest route out of here. There's a ladder up to it from
yeah,
down on this level 2, and then from there, we can get easily back up to where level 3 is and get the hell out of there.
that is true.
And then, of course, at that point we could like take it out, scuttle it, or whatever. Then they'd have to go all the way around, to the western edge of this canyon to come after us.
I'm real thought. Oh, can you give me another perception check? Because I want to know if there was something that I needed to tell you. It depends on this roll. On a roll.
Weak.
Okay. Um. Yeah. You might have noticed. Well, we'll say that sprawled about this camp, you see wooden stakes that are affixed to the ground in an X formation.
Mm.
In others think of like two wooden trunks that are latched together, just like the guard tower, but like in an X formation, and they're set into the ground. They look like they might have bindings on them. You saw a couple of them sprawled about the camp.
Like where they would keep prisoners?
From your experience, past experience, it's a possibility.
Hmm. That's interesting. I don't remember seeing any prisoners.
There was I mean, we didn't see any, but uh, the monk priest guy. I can't remember his name now.
Nisim Wala something. Yeah, he was asking about looking for his master.
Yeah. So.
So, well, tell you what. Let's take a quick 2 minute. Let you
Hmm.
guys marinate the plan a little more, and then we'll decide. Well, you guys will decide what your approach will be. So I'll be back in 3 minutes.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Drink, bye, I think. Yeah.
Um, yeah, there's a lot.
Kill the tower, kill the tower.
Yeah, if you want to take the tower out.
Okay, I'm back.
Sweet.
What route? I'll let you take the lead.
Getting feedback.
Feedback.
Somebody or static or something. Ah,
Yeah, I heard a little bit too. Yeah. So, has the company of the Iron Fist decided what they're planning on doing?
yeah. We're just gonna fireball the tower and be done with it. No, I'm kidding.
A roll for attack. Yeah. So,
Talash is going to turn into Godzilla and then just screw the whole thing.
he's just gonna trample right through Godzilla.
Why bother? Just stand there and breathe fire.
That's true too.
Yeah, no doubt. Roast Mothra in its steps.
So, as you guys are getting close to executing your plans, um, you do notice that in the tower that it's sorry, excuse me, that it's manned by four men. The one is the I guess we'll call it the whistleblower, and the other two guards. You can see probably through the gleam, probably from the torchlight that's on the tower itself, that they are armed with heavy crossbows. Um, Other thing that you probably can observe from where you guys are at, you generally can see that there is illumination coming from the southern part of this camp, because I mean, assuming from where you guys can't see into the camp, but you know that there's a light source, or a large light source coming from that side of the camp, and of course off in the far distance towards the front of the camp, the other watchtower, you can see the lights from there, but everything else around that area seems, if anything, dark, except for the light source coming from the watchtower itself on that side of the camp.
Well, I'm ready to do this if you fellas are.
Sure.
Maybe as a backup plan, I'll have a coiled rope. At the top, I'll do like a low crawl over, secure a rope, have it coiled at the top of this here, Chris, ready to be kicked off if we should need it.
Okay, so yeah, so we'll do it like that. So everybody, tell me exactly what you're gonna be doing, and then give me a stealth check. So, Renathar, you said as you're making your approach, you have a coiled rope that you're
Yeah.
going to be. What were you going to be doing with it? You're going to be putting
I
it.
want to secure it somewhere up top to like a very large boulder, or even like a tree trunk, or
Uh,
a small tree. I don't know if there's like small scrabble
uh,
trees or anything like that, but
and you
something
use.
enough to hold a couple of our weight.
Okay, this is to rappel down to.
Right. Just like as an emergency, or to climb back up should it be needed. And again, you said there's brush all along here that we should be able to hide in, right?
Yes,
To get advantage?
yes.
Okay. So that's what I'm planning to do, and then I'm immediately going to go to my bow and take aim on the whistleblower.
Okay.
That's the plan, to do a coordinated strike with the other guys.
Okay. So and then
You want my stealth?
yes, please.
Okay. Add advantage.
Is Talash still
Could
doing the
be
flying leap?
I don't know. Is that what we want to do?
maybe just after the silence goes off, type of thing.
Well, I thought simultaneous.
Okay.
Well, there'd have to be a little bit of a pause because Talash will make a very loud thump,
Yeah.
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 one way or the other.
So we're hoping the silence goes off right before that.
Yeah.
Like
Well, I
maybe
think
while you're in there.
that should be the signal to do something. Would be Kyrin will cast his silence, and
Yeah, right when I start the incantation.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, All right, so okay, so
Well, at least nobody can tell me to go take a leap off a cliff after this.
Mm-hmm. Go take a flying leap. Been there,
Sure.
done
all right, so Talash, you're
Thermal
waiting
tuba
for
flourish.
Yeah.
Kyrin to set off the silent spell, and then you're gonna do that leap of faith,
that.
right?
Hmm.
And then
My arrow ought to beat him to the landing. I'm hoping.
Oh,
and
you'd be
right,
right
and then
there.
Andal, what's Andal?
Um, I think I'm actually going to uh help out Kalesh. And I'm gonna be right on Talesh's heels, and when he jumps, I'm actually gonna Misty Step over.
Ooh,
Ooh,
yeah, Misty
I
Step.
like that. Very
I
nice.
keep
Right, you have
I
Misty.
haven't used it really.
Right, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I
I didn't
keep
even know
forgetting
you
that
could
it's
do
an
that.
option.
Mm,
So, so this is what I'm seeing. As of right now, you guys are in that brush in the northeast corner of the map.
Mhm.
Um, uh, I'm gonna say, Renathar, you probably sneaked off prior to prior to Kyrin setting off his spell to secure that I'll say that rope for
Backup
repelling.
rope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the backup rope. And then yeah, using your stealth check, you successfully was able to move from. I'll say there's probably some brush or some place for you to hide through the
Hmm.
brush or some type of boulder. You find the roots of a dead tree. Um,
Hmm.
if anything, it's petrified. It's so you know it's definitely strong enough to secure the rope.
Okay.
And then you probably toss the rope down over the
At a
ledge,
later
not
point.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you make your way back to the party, saying that part of the plan is ready.
Hmm.
Okay, so and so I guess you guys ready? Right? So if I get this straight, Cameron's gonna set off the silence spell first, and then Renathar, you're gonna let loose your arrow.
Poisoned arrow at the whistleblower.
There was a bowler, and then at after I guess after that,
Basically the
then
same time
Talash is
as
gonna try to beat the
Celestia.
arrow,
Yeah.
right? And then he said Andel's gonna follow and do Misty Step
Mhm.
into the watchtower. Is that what you're trying?
Yeah, into the watchtower. Yeah.
Into the watchtower. Okay.
All along the watchtower.
Watchtower. Okay. Um, does there's no roll of attack for that silence spell or anything like that, right? It's just
no.
you just
No.
cast
It
it.
just happens, yeah.
Okay.
And boom, 20-foot radius. Silence.
Okay. So, Kyron, you're more than likely finishing up the incantation for the silence spell right before you're about to dish it out. Is there anything else that you guys concerned about or need to do before the plan actually gets executed?
I put it in chat, Chris. I was poisoning one lone arrow for the whistleblower.
Okay, for the drow sleep.
Hopefully
Okay.
my best arrow, and I need to make it count.
All right. So, Kyron, you get ready to set your spell off. I need you to give me a stealth check.
Okay.
Nice.
All
That'll
right.
work.
A silver arrow.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you never know. He could be a lycanthrope. Who knows?
Right. Um. So, Kyron, you edge your way closer to an optimal spot where you can cast the science spell. Um. I mean, I guess describe to me how this actually looks, given your inclination to death or
So
darkness.
as I'm creeping up to the edge, keeping low, sticking to the shadows, trying to stay out of any sort of line of sight that they may have, get to the edge and cast away.
Right. Um, and as you let loose this spell, it I would say it actually escapes your hands as a mist of smoke, and if anything, it slowly wafts its way towards the tower. The guards, I mean, totally unaware of what's going on. They probably just think it's a breeze or maybe early, if really early fog rolling in. Um, but I mean, it's just a mist, so it's not something that they will take notice. Um, and they're totally unaware because they're probably having conversations with themselves in the watchtower, but they can probably how does that work? Does it silence everybody that's in there, or just silence, or does it keep the sound within the?
It's a
No,
radius. It just dead
it
silence.
shuts it off completely.
It
Yeah.
shuts off. It shuts off the air.
It's a mute button.
Oh, okay. See, that changes
Mhm.
Yeah,
it a
so
little bit.
mid-conversation, they would be like,
Uh,
If
that,
they're talking, yeah.
yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, if anything, okay. So they were conversating. If they were having a conversation, I mean, you guys probably won't be able to hear what they're saying. But Minotaur, as you're taking aim at the hornblower, you notice that they're they're talking and they're making gestures as if they can't hear each other. So if
Mhm.
anything, this would be the time for you to
Oh yeah.
attack.
All right. Let's do it. Here comes a bow shot with advantage because I'm hidden. They don't know I'm there.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
wow.
Good.
And no action, so it's automatic critical hit.
Yeah,
Right.
which means uh, one extra D8, so that's 12, and then this twice. Oh, I'm sorry, it added it double the first time. If with
Okay.
surprise, so 12, 22, 36 damage.
Plus any poison. What's the poison?
Right. It's draw sleep poison. I gotta look it
Okay.
up real quick. I think
Well,
I have it in my equipment list.
right.
I think it's like a DC 13
Right.
con save.
But just the damage is more than enough. So you can describe to me how you took out I guess the whistleblower or the horn blower.
Well, in a twist of irony, as he's like flapping his gums and gesturing around like he can't hear and he can't be heard. While he's doing so, I thread an arrow right into his open mouth and out the back, and he just falls back silently in the sphere of silence. But hopefully he crushes the horn beneath him.
Right. Um, your shot was so precise that actually, as you say, you threaded the arrow through his mouth. If I think isn't it like a voice box or something? Well, if anything, when it went through his mouth and out the other end, it it went against we'll say uh, like the wall of the watchtower, and
He's
you can see
big.
that there's a piece of his voice box hanging off of
Nice.
the arrow. And now
Jumped
the
out of
three
his
other
larynx.
right, and out of there you go, they have the larynx. And then now the other three guards are in total shock, probably trying to scream or react, but it's still total dead silence. And
Silently screaming. I love it.
right, and
Nice.
then
This is leap time, right?
Mm-hmm.
right, and then in their peripheral vision, they notice they might have noticed a movement coming in a direction, but it'll be too late by the time for them to react, and that more than likely is Talash. So Talash, if you can give me an acrobatics um check or dexterity check.
Nice.
Right. So describe to me how you blend into this.
Well, what's the edge of the tower? Like the outside edge where I would be having to cross to get in.
Is it a railing or is it open?
Um, it's it's a railing. It's not open. It has a railing. This is just so to protect them from falling over.
Okay.
So yeah.
Just flying through, and then into a diving roll, typical of acrobatic monks. Nothing too fancy for a monk.
Cool. So then I could just
You
you're
should,
just gonna
Just roll right back up to your feet in a flash because of the momentum.
grab Rindlethar's arrow and kill somebody with it. You're a monk. You can do that.
Okay, so and then following Telesh, I mean, taking it from Anna's point of view, you said you're going to be following along Telesh as he does this, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, if anything, you were at one point side by side, but then of
Yeah.
course, being his monk speed, he's ahead of you by like 20 feet or
he
something.
should be a little bit ahead of me, but
All
yeah.
of a sudden, Misty Step, whoop, right next to
Yeah,
each other.
well, yeah, it's Misty Step, so you basically turn into a bit of a cloud of something, and I kind of want it to be. Have you played the Lord of the Rings?
No, I haven't, but I've seen some videos of the Shadow of Mordor.
The one the Shadows of Mordor.
Yeah, I've seen some videos of it.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that type of thing. Basically, I'm running along, and then I basically turn into a ghostly shape of myself.
Right.
Just pass right through the intervening distance without really moving.
Mm-hmm.
But then once I get to the other side, I solidify again, standing right next to one or two of the guys.
Weapons in hand, ready to smash.
Oh, yeah.
Right, and at that precise moment, Talash is actually coming out of his dive roll, and he's actually, if a Dragonborn can have a surprised look on his face, he's surprised to see that she actually made it there before he did, when he could have sworn that he was ahead of you. And then with that, we're gonna go ahead and roll full initiative.
Chris, without being able to select our tokens, I don't know if it'll work.
Yeah, without the
You
token.
may have to briefly switch us back to where our tokens are, and then come back to this.
Or just add it in yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
I could just add it in myself. Yeah. Let's just
we just can't use the initiative button. We'll have to manually roll it.
Oh, I see. Okay, hold on a second. Just give me a second here. Oh, you know what I can do? Where are you guys? Okay, I'll just put you guys off here to the side. Let's see if this works. Is it? Did you show up? Nope. Okay. All right. There's Andal. There's Kyrin. Towards the bottom of the map.
Yep.
It's a lot.
Yes.
Oh,
That's okay. You're not even involved anymore.
right.
Well, he's got range stuff, so he's still plenty involved. But yeah,
Well,
possibly
machine,
after
not
your
the company
my
they
turn,
are fist.
there might not be anything for him to do.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'm just trying to find the character sheet for these guards. Okay, here we go. So, I guess we could just use the lower half of this thing. So this will be guard 1, guard 2. I think they're all
That would have been about. Oh, okay.
right, and then the third one is already down.
There then.
Yeah.
Well, in close proximity of a guard tower, I don't think it's really going to make much difference.
No, but I like I said, I peered between two of them or near two of them.
Yeah, if anything, you have two of them that would be in melee range, and Talash would more than likely. I mean, it's a small space, so you guys
It
can
is,
basically hit each other. Yeah.
I know.
There's no. Okay, there's one. Okay, so they get plus initiative. Not one. All right. right. So, who has a higher? Is it Talash or
I have
Mendefire?
+4.
Talash.
Rind
So,
should
so
be
Rin,
top.
so Rin will go first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we've got Talash in the tower, and also Kyrin, right?
Handle.
And okay. I'm assuming each of them are kind of like squaring off with one of the three each. So I'm gonna try to take aim on one that isn't engaged with either one of them, in case he has any ideas, and shoot at him.
Okay.
Because he hasn't acted yet, I'll still be able to get advantage. Oh, for God's sake. 9 and an 8. Okay, whiff.
Right. So, I mean, you're trying to considering the friendly fire. So, um,
Yeah.
one of the shots veers off into the
Space.
atmosphere. The other one hits the space between, I'm gonna say, between Talash and the other guard.
Mm-hmm. Alright, I'm going to use my cunning action to dash, using the ladder, basically, to get to the tower.
Okay. So we'll say on your next turn you'd be able to get up into the tower, if that's what you were trying to do. Well, we'll see what you're trying to do. And then with that, we'll move on to the next person, which would be Talash. So Talash, you just saw an arrow shoot right in front of you, between you and the other guard's face, basically. And in that split second, you recognize that is Rindlethar's arrow. You can tell by the fletching, or you recognize the fletching.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much flanking off of Andal and taking the one that he's not directly next to.
Mm-hmm. All right. So So all three are successful hits. And let's see. So that's 18. That's 26 points of damage. Right. So tell me how you take this guard out.
Stepping forward, staff strike across a knee first, followed up by one with staff strike end into his face before a quick fist strikes him in the throat.
Right, and then with that final blow, you snap his neck back, well, basically where his chin just falls into your hand and he falls lifeless. So if anything, you're probably holding him by his neck. At first he was holding on to your forearm, and then you feel his body just go limp. And is there anything else you'd like to do? You still have some movement.
Just turn to face the next one.
Right, so the Dragonborn nonchalantly just tosses the lifeless body to the ground and faces the next guard. As you turn around, that guard sees his comrade dead on
Isn't
the
that the one
floor.
he killed?
Is this the one he killed? Oh yeah, wait, hold on a second. No, not the one that he killed.
Oh, okay.
Right, the other one that's still alive. Hey, how come it won't let me? That's weird. It won't let me delete it. Oh, there we go. Right. So, um, with he draws out a short sword from his scabbard, and he does a horizontal strike towards you, Talash. And let's see if I can find this. And what is your AC again?
Was that 18?
Okay, not even close. I mean, these guys are totally taken by surprise and disoriented from what's going on. And he slashes wildly. Anything you just hop back, basically. When he was trying to slash your midsection, you dodge out
Deflected
of
the
that way.
staff.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, deflected with staff. Um, and then with that, we'll move on to Andal.
Where is he now?
So there's one guard facing Talash, and the other one that you Misty Step has his attention also on Talash. I'll say more than likely appeared behind him, so he doesn't even know that you're there yet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He
So
can't hear you.
Mhm. You can't hear you, so you know.
yeah. Okay. Um. Then yeah, I'm going to take advantage of the fact that 10 bludgeoning. He should know I'm there now,
Hmm.
and ooh, 12 on that one.
Yep, both hits are successful.
Okay.
11 hits, so.
Oh, okay. And then oh, jeez.
um, you know, let's see. With your two strikes, I mean, it brings him down to a hit point. So I mean, as you come out of your misty step, well, I guess yeah, describe to me where exactly how you
Okay.
gonna take this guy out.
He drew his sword to get Telesh, and I'm behind him. And just as he misses Telesh knocks his sword away. I'm going to say he actually spins around a little bit and then sees me right there. With the first hit, I come right at his face. Um, and then the second hit is as my hand comes back down, I bring it straight back up and take him under the chin. And then the shield shove is basically he kind of woozy and he falls into my shield, and I just kind of knock him off of
Finish him off with it, yeah.
it.
Fantastic. Right. So another guard is down with that. And then we'll move on to let's see if I take him out initiative and then move on to Kyron. From your point of view, you see a bunch of commotion happening at the watchtower, but you're not too sure exactly what's going on.
Can I,
So, yeah, go ahead.
can I see the guard at all?
The other one, yes, you do see that there is another guard still standing. You don't know what happened to the other two that are there. You just know that there's some fight. But you know that you do see one guard that's standing.
Okay. I'm gonna use a wand of magic missile at the guy.
Okay.
Oops. There's only supposed to be 3 of them, so the first 3.
That's fine. So that's 7, that's 12. Okay. Let me see.
And then for my movement, I'm gonna head down the ladder.
And if we're moving, you're gonna head down the ladder. Okay. So, this is coming from the wand. Yeah, it's coming from the wand.
Yep.
Any special words that you say when you cast this spell?
The wand. I'm outside the sphere.
Yeah, outside this.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
still up here on the ledge.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you unleash these magic missiles from the wand, and each one in hitting hitting the guard. I mean, you see him react and scream out, but of course there's no sound or anything. Um, the other two your other two comrades they see him take this. Is it force damage? Yeah, it's force damage.
Mhm.
I mean they can see. I'm assuming you're probably aiming at his head and probably upper torso. So from their point of view, they're seeing basically a force of, I guess, like it's almost like ripples over his face and upper torso where he's getting hit. Um, he buckles over and he falls to one knee, and you definitely know that you heard him, but you're not sure if he's out or if he's down and out or if he's dead.
Got it.
Right. And then with that, we'll move to Rindlethar.
Okay. Last turn I got a total of 60 movement. If I use 30 more foot of movement, will that get me to the level of the tower where everyone else is?
To get up to, because you're gonna be climbing down and then climbing up, or
Well, last turn I used my bonus action to get a dash for free, so
to
that
get
would have been double the distance. So 60 total. And now if I add another 30, can I get the rest of the way there? Is what I'm asking.
let's see.
Actually, I can even do that bonus action again, so a total of 120.
So you will make it there regardless.
Okay.
Well, I mean, the only thing, if you're climbing down, I'm just gonna need an athletics check. That's all.
Okay.
If you're climbing down the. Oh wait, are you using the rope or the?
Well, I had the rope there, and I figured I could slide down that real quick, but, I mean, you know, there's a chance of falling from the rope, I think, sometimes, isn't there?
Yeah. I mean, if anything, it'll just be an athletics check with advantage as you slide down the.
Yeah, alright. Whew, good thing about that advantage, I guess. And then up the other side, like the double dash between last round and this round. All I'm planning on doing is taking one shot on this fellow once I get up to the level of the tower, like at the top of the ladder.
Right. Well, I'm gonna even say this: as you're making your way or making your approach to the tower to get up there to see to get what do you call it, a shot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's if this thing has, I don't know, if floorboards is the right word to say, but I mean, there's enough spacing between the floorboards where you can actually see him that he's on one knee. So
Mm-hmm.
if you want, you could take a shot from the base of the watchtower up. Or you
What
can.
the heck? No, I'll do that. That sounds good.
Shoot him in the testes.
Oh, yeah. And
And
because he's engaged with my allies, I get to add 12 more.
okay, yeah. So,
So 21 damage as I hit him in his taint.
Oh.
oh.
If he wasn't screaming before, he is now, silently.
Oh.
You're not really doing much of anything now.
Probably not. Yeah, he took well over 30 damage total between the missiles and this.
Cornhole that guy.
Right. Yeah.
If he was constipated, you removed the blockage.
Yeah, it's all falling out of him now. And I'll
So-
duck aside so his falling debris doesn't hit me.
Arms
I mean-
away.
So I mean, as he was falling to one knee and probably trying to recover from Kyrin's missile attack, he probably was wincing in pain, and his view was down, and as he opened his eyes to muster enough strength to continue, he saw you through the floorboards, and he saw the gleam of the arrow. And once he saw the gleam of the arrow, it was too late. And then all he felt was the piercing pain as it went where he aimed.
Blasting him in the lower abdomen, kind of.
Right. And again, he's letting out a scream, a cry, but it's just total silent. And then he falls onto the floorboards of the watchtower, dead.
Nice. And the tower is one.
What's a
Nice.
soul?
It's like the bottom of your shoe.
I know.
Not even that one.
Spelled wrong too. I know.
Right. So he rushes over to the soul.
Do it
Green
quick.
Power turns. It causes one guard to do a New York pigeon playing bombardier impression.
Yeah.
Right. So congratulations, guys. You guys took out that watchtower.
Heck, we're on a roll. Let's go do the other one.
um,
Play whack-a-mole on the way there.
as you guys settle down in the watchtower, and I guess Kyrin, you by now you probably made it up there. I'm not gonna even have to make a stealth check or anything like that because there's nobody actually watching for you guys. Go ahead and just give me the rolls for the harvesting. See if you do harvest their souls. While he's doing that, I'm pretty sure you guys probably will observe if there's any, if the camp was alerted to your presence or anything like that. Your attack was successful and precise and stealthy. You wait a moment or so and you don't see any reactions or even that your presence. I can't get the words out. That the camp's not alerted to your presence at all.
Nice. And from here, we can move elsewhere.
Okay. All right. So you're successful. I believe you just need it's a DC 10, so you're able to harvest one of them.
There's 4.
Oh, there's 4. Oh yeah, there is 4. That's right. Okay, 2 of them.
Yeah.
And then now, so give me another 2d4, and that's how much HP you would have. Oh.
What the hell is that?
Well, that's rolling your roll plus the HP you would have gotten.
Oh yeah. Whoops, I
You have
forgot I
that.
did all that.
So yeah, you can just
Okay, so you
2
got
and 3,
2 and 3. Okay, so you got 5 in total. Okay.
which I think, since we haven't slept yet, I think that puts you at max. I think you're at 20, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I
that's
mean,
right.
it's the XP that's more
Yeah.
you care about.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. And then the XP for those guards. I mean, it's
Not going to be much.
not gonna be much, but it's still every little bit.
helps.
Yeah, every little bit helps. I'll give you the XP right now for it. They are. So you got a total of 50 XP.
50. Okay.
There you go. XP. So we have a record of it. All right, gentlemen. So
1475.
and that'll put you at what? They'll be putting you at level 3.
Yeah.
Right now you're level 2, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. So yes, gentlemen, you guys have successfully taken over the watchtower for now. What is your next plan or next approach? And actually, before we get any further, I would ask, Doug, do you need to go?
Yeah, I can make it till probably 2:30, but then I gotta go.
Okay, 2:30. Well, it's enough time for you guys to plan it out, and then we can pick it up from there after you guys plan out what to do next. So
Dude, we're
what?
trying to get down the tower, get down the side of the cliff and over to this
Mm-hmm.
Over to that.
tent, right? Are we gonna go into the tent, or are we gonna run into the cave?
Yeah, that's a good question. The possible advantages of the tent is the fact that Maybe there is a high-ranking person that we could take out in there, and if we had to make a retreat, we could just go right back up uh, the cliffside there. If we go into the cave, uh, unless there are other routes out of the cave, we might have a tough time.
For sure.
But we could try figuring out either one.
For whoever's observing that tent, go ahead and give me a perception check, and then if anybody else is aiding him, go ahead and take it with advantage.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try.
Yeah, I would aid.
Okay. So, what you notice about that particular tent, since that's probably your next objective, is you do see that there are guards set around the perimeter of this tent. Currently, right now, you probably see 3 from your vantage point, but you're assuming that there's probably a couple more in front of the tent.
Okay.
You do see a patrol to the right of the tent, like right about here, and it's making
Okay.
its way towards the front of the camp. Off in the distance, you see another patrol that's in between. You don't not sure if it's a moving patrol, but there are some guards stationed right about here, between the tent and the cave entrance. So this is what you
Okay.
can see from your vantage point so far.
Where to from here, Phyllis?
I'm gonna look out this way, this backside over here, and make sure no one's coming up this ramp to relieve these guards off duty.
Go ahead and give me a perception check as you're keeping your eye out on that side.
Uh-oh.
Um, you're pretty sure that there's nobody in that direction, but then again, you do see what you might have mistaken as movement, or maybe it's silhouettes coming from, let's say, the campfire that's closer to these tents over here. There's some areas there that's dark enough where you're not sure if there is somebody, not lurking, but in that general vicinity, maybe just walking about or something. Um, Another thing that you do notice too is that um, there seems to be a cave entrance here, but you're not sure if it is or if it's just shadows playing tricks on you because you're looking through the underbrush on that side.
I'm gonna alert Rindlethar and have him take a peek with his elven eyes.
I will definitely do so.
Hmm.
Kind of just creeping up to the edge of the rail, staying real low,
Okay.
and getting a glimpse.
Right. So just go ahead and give me a perception check with advantage.
For God's sake. What the
Oh.
fuck?
Right. I mean, again, the campfire is probably interfering with your depth perception about. I mean, you definitely don't see anybody walking around because of your dark vision, but as regards to if there's a cave there or not, it's just too dark for you to see from this angle.
Okay. Too far down.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll relay that. We're still in silence, so I'll just shake my head, shrug my shoulders.
Mm.
We still got another a bunch of minutes on this. If it lasts 10 minutes, we've probably only used up, what, a minute?
Well, I can dispel it because it's a concentration.
No. I want it. Kind of. I don't know. It'd be really nice to take it with us.
Yeah, unfortunately, no, I cannot.
Yeah, it's an area.
Well, man, enough. Yeah, I mean, you guys have 10 minutes, but I mean, generally, you have enough time to tell me what you guys are trying to do or what you guys are gonna plan next.
Yeah. Are you gonna drop silence then, so we can
Um,
actually talk?
yeah. drop
Okay.
silence. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, um. Uh. Since we have the tower here, I think Rinthar, maybe you should sneak down and actually check out that cave entrance. See if how far back it goes.
Are you
If
talking about
there's
the main one?
no, the one up here.
I can do that, but
Maybe there are interconnected tunnels. Maybe um, we could get in this way rather than through the front gate.
all right. I'm certainly willing to check it out. I'll stick to the shadows whenever possible. I'll have the potion of invisibility as a backup. So, Chris, I'll take my rope,
Mhm.
tie it off, and use it to basically rappel down. I've got gloves, so
Oh,
I don't.
this side is gradual.
It's gradual. You don't have to.
Oh,
No, you can
that's
just walk
great.
down. Yeah.
That's great. Well, then I'll leave the rope in place, and I'll just head down there, stealthy, of course, sticking in the shadows behind brush and all that
Uh-huh.
kind of shit. And I'm gonna go check it out.
Yeah.
You want a stealth roll?
Yes, just give it to me with advantage.
All right, 19, not bad. All
All
right,
right.
yeah. I'm making my way down, and I'm gonna go take a closer look, right out of the shadows, stick close to the wall, and if there's any critters or creatures or whatever, people, I'll hold stock still and see if I can get a gander.
Right. So I mean, as you make your approach to the brush, I mean, there's nobody around that you see or anything like that. So you know it's
Mm-hmm.
pretty safe to go ahead and continue your investigation
All right.
to this what you now see as a small cave entrance. Um, are you oh, my question, are you staying outside or are you actually gonna go into the
Well, I want to watch inside for just, I don't know, let's say a minute. And if there doesn't seem to be any movement or activity, then I will cautiously head in, staying real low and off to one side. We'll say the right handmost side. Just keeping all the way up against like the wall, basically staying low.
okay.
I'll
So
even stop at the entrance before going in so I can get at least a good look inside with my dark vision and see if there's like any sentry sitting there or whatever.
okay, so this is what I'm gonna have you do as you're investigating this cave entrance. Um, give me a D10 roll.
Okay.
Okay. So, as you're letting your dark vision adjust, I'm gonna say that you're probably at the mouth of this cave. And this cave is it's it's about dwarf size. So if anything, you would have to duck or
Hmm.
hunch down or crunch down just to get into it.
Okay.
But as you do that, and you're still staying within the front of the entrance, it does open up where the ceilings go about 15 feet high.
Hmm.
And this room looks like it's in a square shape. You're guessing about probably about 40 by 40 feet. Um, there seems to be, when you're looking for any other entrances in this particular room that you're at, you see that there are seems to be three different passages. Just let's say two on one on like the north wall, and then one on the west wall of this cave. You're not you from your perception, you can't determine how far down these passages go or where they
Mm.
go.
But you said two in
Two
the
in the north,
west,
two
two in
in
the
the
north,
north,
and one in
and
the
two in the
west.
west. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm leaning towards one of the two in the north. Um, is there any like living or moving in this place?
Give me another perception check as you're trying to look for anything.
Not
From
bad.
what you see, you don't see anything to be concerned about. I mean, if anything, you probably saw like some bugs or some rodents scurry across the floor, but that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna go in a little bit of ways and see, like maybe how far it goes. I don't want to go any more than maybe 60, 80 feet or whatever. I mean, I want to see if any of them turn kind of more to the east.
Hmm.
To see if it could maybe join up with this main one,
Right. So,
which is east and south of here.
right. So as you uh, investigating this particular cave and its system, what are the rest of the party doing at the watchtower?
Getting off the watchtower for one.
We're waiting for a signal from Rindlethar.
Yeah.
Following.
I'm actually trying to rig up some way to make it look like the guards are still standing, the
Good
dead
idea.
guys.
Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah, I run
how
a
are
pole between his arms, which is behind his back, and
Well, I mean, just like so that like one is like leaning against a side pole, something like that, where they're.
well, yeah, so go ahead, describe to me this macabre scene of you posting these bodies. Like how are you positioning it? I'm pretty sure that you're well, yeah. If your comrades are helping you or not, but go ahead, tell me what how you are.
Might as
Um,
well.
yeah, I'm just trying to create a silhouette of there being people here.
Hmm.
So that if somebody just like looked up at the tower or something like that, they would see uh, people still in it. So it wouldn't be until they either tried to call out or came to it that they'd
for the shift
notice.
change. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, right.
I mean, if
Hmm.
people looked and they hadn't moved for a long period of time and they noticed that, whatever. But yeah, they have there's like lashings and things like that, right? You said it's tied together, so like
Hmm.
like put somebody up against one of the posts and kind of lash it so that it's around his neck, so that it's holding him up, and
Okay.
or under his arms or something like that,
Hmm.
and um, yeah, basically. Uh, let's see.
Yeah, it's one guard. You have the other three.
Yeah, I know. Let's see. Uh, it's kind of difficult because they're not going to stay up very well. Um,
Right.
yeah, I think two of them kind of close together. Uh, I'm trying to picture it. Is there like three posts per wall, or is there only one? Like only in the four corners.
It's on the four corners. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Um, yeah, it's gonna
So,
be kind of
so
difficult.
yeah. So we'll say that you're trying to figure out a way how to pose these guys. I mean, on the on the watchtowers to give off that facade that they're
Mhm.
still alive. So and then I mean, Talash and Kyrin. I mean, what is your reaction, or is there something else that you guys are doing while Andol is propping these new toys?
Yeah. Well, I'm also checking them over if they have anything worthwhile on them.
Well, I mean,
Um,
aside from the short swords and the cross heavy crossbow, if anything, they probably have just about one or two gold apiece
okay.
worth of like coins and stuff on them. Um, well, I just say that they had like water skins
Yeah.
and maybe some rations, that kind of thing, but nothing of like too much value. I mean, if ain't they're just typical like guards, soldiers, and
hmm Yeah. Uh, I think actually, uh, again, trying to uh, compensate for certain lack of abilities here. I might take one of the heavy crossbows and some
And some of the bolts.
bolts. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Does anybody else? I mean, that's with you want to take any other? Because they also have short swords. Yeah, you take one of the heavy crossbows. You find on one of the guards a box of bolts. It's basically like their quiver, equivalent to a quiver. There's 20 because
Mhm.
he hasn't shot any bolts out yet. So you do have now 20 bolts and the box that they come in.
Okay.
If you want to take that.
And then heavy is 1d10, right?
I believe so, yeah. I'll double check that. But I believe it's 1d10. So yeah, and then Talash and Kyrie, what are you guys doing? As Ando's popping and you just saw him like he's like looking over a heavy crossbow.
After assisting him with the bodies, Talash has nothing to do in the tower, and they're going to need to get out anyway, so you just climb out of the tower.
Does Talash have fun? I mean, I will assume like he I don't know, in a weird kind of sense, you probably have fun like posing these guys up or something. Um, let's see. And then Kyrin, what is Kyrin doing?
So Kyren's looking at us at the cave that
Uh-huh.
Rendlethar's in, waiting for a signal, and he turns her over his shoulder and sees him messing with the bodies and does a double take. And he says, "I can animate those guys if you want me to."
Oh, yeah. Out of curiosity, do you have speak with the dead? Just wondering.
Speak with the dead? No,
I
I
think.
have animate dead.
Yeah,
Well, I
animate.
think all clerics have access to speak with dead, but I think it's is it 5th level or is it? I thought it was maybe on 2nd,
Mm-mm.
3rd.
Hmm. Um. Let me see. Um.
Speak with dead is 3rd level. Yeah. So I mean, you probably don't have it
No, I don't have it
memorized, but
No, I do not.
yeah.
Now, I don't know if this might be overpowering, but I don't know. It just struck me as an idea, giving your death cleric and all. I was thinking that might be one of your perks, or a perk that you have.
He just has that memorized all the time.
Yeah, he can actually speak with the dead when he wants to because he's a death cleric. It'd be part of his
He's an agent of death, so
death. So yeah, I would think it'd be
like cantrip or
He
something.
gets
yeah, like
he
yeah,
gets
Like a
animate dead
cantrip.
by pirate touch already.
Oh, he does. He does. Oh, cool. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah. Okay. So if you wanted to, you would have to prepare the spell. And
Right.
yeah. Okay. All right. So going back to Minotaur in the cave.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
Exploring with stealth.
Right. So
When
out of
suddenly,
Don't curse it. Come on.
um, as you explained, I mean, given this time, you had enough time to explore all three passages. Um, two of them ended up at a dead end.
Okay.
Okay. The one passage that was in one of the passages in the north on the north wall. Um, give or take, it went down like not down, but it went in like another 20 so odd feet, opened up into another chamber. And with this, I need you to give me what is it? A D20 roll.
Just straight up.
Just straight up D20 roll, please.
Do I want high or low? Hopefully low.
Okay, so you rolled a 2.
And out pops in a berserk owlbear.
I wrong.
Hmm.
Hey, just direct him to the town. Or camp.
Yeah, there's a whole camp out there of food. Go have at it.
Um. Hold on a sec. Ooh. Really? Rolled low. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to find the you. Oh, okay. You, what you, as you're coming around to the end of this passage, what you find. Let's see. What you find is a really no. You find okay.
Artifact of power.
Hey, that'll help us.
Um, you find a relatively large jar. A relatively large jar. It just seems to be tossed into this room. It's off to the side in one corner. It's slightly cracked. Um, whatever was inside of it, some of it is outside of it, but you definitely see that it's a jar that's containing some type of substance, but you're not sure what it is.
Um, what kind of a lid?
The lid that was on this jar was a cork lid.
Is it heavy?
When you look at it you're not sure because the substance. I mean, if anything, the substance looks like it's translucent. We'll say it has a dark maroon color.
Well, what the heck?
Time
Does
for a
this
taste
passage
test?
does this passage continue further?
No, it does not. It ends up in
All right,
that.
I'll unstopper this and see what happens if anything.
So you hold your breath and you pull on the cork and it pops.
Mhm.
You wait for a second for anything to happen. The first thing that strikes you is the smell. It smells horrible. It smells as if something has been there well over its due date, and it smells decay of anything like. The only thing I can think of is
I
more
think
like
I
rotten milk.
better pop the cork back on.
Right, you do that. I mean, the smell is still lingering in this room.
I'm gonna move into clearer space, but I think I'll take it with me. This might come in handy.
Okay. All right. So
But I'll make my way back and let everybody know that they're all dead ends.
Shooting new buttholes and guards and picking up stink bombs.
That is pretty secret passages, but I can. I feel it's unlikely though.
right. So I mean, this jar is, if anything, it's about the size of I'll say mason, like a mayonnaise jar, that kind of thing.
Mason jar.
Mason. Oh, yeah, it's a mason jar. Not mayonnaise jar. Mason jar. Yeah. So, and I mean, you make your way back. I'm not gonna have you roll stealthily back to the watchtower. Are you guys? Is the rest of the party still in the watchtower, or are you guys like at the base of the watchtower now?
Yeah, I think Andal would be at the base of the watchtower,
Yep.
but on this side of it, hugging the tower basically, so he doesn't throw a shadow or anything in the
And you
light.
guys got those other ones, those dudes propped up, right?
Yeah,
Nice.
looking
Right.
down.
Yeah. I
Well,
mean,
reasonably.
I mean, Handel, probably when you make your way back, you taking it back a little bit, like, oh, the there's guards again. What happens to the and then you realize that.
I did that good a job that I fooled myself.
um, and yeah, I mean, sorry, you make it back and you probably produce the jar under the firelight that's nearby. Um, it is a dark maroon substance. At first, you did not see what was inside of it, but
Hmm.
as you sludge it around, you see what seems to be chunks of brain.
Brain.
Hmm.
Oh boy. Like a canopic jar?
Is sort of, yeah. It's a brain preserved in a jar.
Oh yeah. I don't know what kind of brain, but uh, it's clearly a stinking foul thing, and if we can
See ya, dude.
Yeah.
bombard
Alright.
this, take her
All
easy.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's what we ought to do is continue this to next week.
Yeah, I was about to say, as that'll be the last scene of this is you producing this jar, and there's a brain in this jar.
Hmm. If I only had a brain.
Now you have
Oh,
two.
now you do.
Yeah,
There you go.
nice.
Well, cool. Yeah. You guys have infiltrated that watchtower of the camp so far,
Hmm.
and yeah, definitely we'll see what will happen next.
Any,
Huh?
does anyone have a bag of cats that we could maybe tie their tails together and light them on fire? I think
don't
that's
know.
a tactic that people have used in military times.
Hey, Chris, the map looks different all of a sudden. It looks like there's like kind of a crosshair on it now. Was that there all along?
I
It's
don't.
been there for a while.
I think it's been
That
there.
was there
Yeah.
the whole time. No, it's
I guess
like
you might
folding.
It's like a
It's
crease
like
mark.
folding in the map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
No, it was there the whole time.
I guess I was zoomed in enough and never noticed it until
Until you
now.
zoomed out. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so where we go from here is anyone's bet. I mean, I kind of want to try to get directly to the main cave, but, you know,
Well, I was hoping that there'd be a way in, not through the front door, because
mhm.
Right. Well, it can never be that easy.
no. Well,
Mhm.
it doesn't. I mean, the cavern areas probably are being guarded by something if they know there's other routes. So
Definitely.
you
I
know.
mean, and like I said, there's a myriad of cave entrances that you guys probably see some and most likely don't see some because it's hidden by shrubbery
Mhm.
and boulders and stuff like that. So I mean, there is a possibility that there's another way in besides that, besides the, the obvious way in.
Mhm.
Hiding behind shrubbery.
Mhm.
Blame the
Mhm.
night of me.
Yep.
But yeah, if you guys have any other like plans or anything, I mean, you could always use you could always use the forum, the campfire, and then you could plan it out there. So we'll have a better idea of what you guys want to do next
Sounds good.
with this this
I'm going to put on my equipment list just briefly. Jar full of brains.
yeah.
Old rotted brains.
Stinky jar
Yeah.
of brains. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it might prove useful later. Yeah, it could.
Yeah. Yeah. When I picked up the crossbow, I had a brief image of shooting something and saving the day.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I have the
Well, how about
crossbow.
this with the brains? If we can get a hole in the top of the main guard tent and I hurl it inside and it shatters and the contents spill and go all over the place, might make a bunch of people sick.
Possible.
It is a
Possible.
possibility. Yep, it could be used as a stink bomb. I mean, you saw how I mean, you smelt how Hoard it stank when you just barely opened it. But again, that was point blank. But yeah,
And a tent is in an enclosed area.
yep. So that is one. It is one possibility of I guess attack. Stink bomb.
You could try to sneak up to wherever they're cooking that meat and baste all of the meat with.
Dude.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Bacon chicks.
even better. Well, wait a minute, Chris.
Uh-huh.
I'm proficient in poison use. Do I think that the contents of this would be a poison if ingested in food? As foul as the contents are?
Oh, I mean, off the bat, you're pretty sure that that's not something that you'd want to consume. I mean, not unless you are probably an ogre or maybe even an orc, maybe. But I would even think an orc would probably not consume that, given its smell. But then again, you don't know for certain. But given the fact that it's rotten, you definitely know that it could be utilized as a what do you call it? As some sort of poison. It's possible. I mean, if anything, you can use it to poison, um, yeah, food or anything. It can be used as a deterrent. I mean, poison wise, I mean, if anything, it could make somebody sick. I would think that's probably the worst that it could do. But you don't know if this thing is actually like a poisonous brain or anything like a venom. It's nothing like that. I think it wouldn't be. But definitely you could use it.
Well, I'm just imagining an entire camp with diarrhea or something like that.
Vomiting. Hardcore vomiting.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you're like do like an E. coli kind of thing, yeah, that's possible.
Or the
Definitely.
poop
Yeah,
in the
but it-
soup.
Well, you know what though, that might be a little too time consuming.
It kind of, yeah. Well, I mean, that's why I was thinking if you could attack if they had one central place that they were actually cooking things and sabotage the food there, or the wine or beer or whatever.
Right. Well, I mean, keep in mind, you guys did come across those hunters, and you did see them that they were bringing food for the camp. You just don't know where they ended up. You know they went towards that direction, so you assume they went that way. So that is a possibility, poisoning food.
But I mean,
Would
that's,
require hunting down the kitchen.
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of, and the how you deliver it. I think if you were to try to, like I said, baste something, I think it would get cooked off and there'd be almost nothing left.
Yeah. Well, again, yeah, you guys can discuss that in the in the forums and then
Well,
plan
yeah,
it out.
I don't know.
That's
I don't
good.
know.
But cool, guys. I have fun.
Hmm.
I gotta get
Me
going
too.
because I gotta get ready. I gotta get
Yeah.
early up for my son's soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get
Have
going
fun.
too today.
This was fun, Chris.
Yeah, I just wish I was back on the old shift so we had more time. But
Yeah,
it is
well,
what it
maybe
is.
someday.
Yeah. But cool, cool. Yep, yep. But
Okay.
yeah. I'll catch you guys next week.
Sounds good, man.
Again, any questions or anything, just leave it in the forums and I'll keep you guys updated.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty
Sounds
sure
good.
it'll be cool saying for now.
All right, you fellas take care then.
Mhm. You too.
Alrighty,
Bye.
see you guys later. Alright, bye.
See you.